Hana had just stepped out of the coach when she heard someone call from behind. She frowned, recognizing the person waving at her. It was her friend, Nora. Hana ran to where Nora was waiting on the opposite side of the wall. Hana got into the car and anxiously asked, "Have you been waiting long? The traffic was crazy, that's why I'm only just getting here." "About 20 minutes, it's fine. You've emptied the car, right? I'll drive you home and then we can grab some food, okay?" Nora replied. "Oh, thanks, let's definitely eat something. My stomach's been rumbling since I got off the bus." Hana started the engine and sped off towards the main road. They stopped at a restaurant about 50 meters from Nora's house. She ordered 2 bowls of chicken pho. "This place serves the best pho in my neighborhood, seriously," Nora declared. Hana nodded, her eyes scanning the surroundings. Soon, 2 steaming bowls of pho were placed in front of them. "Eat up, make yourself at home," Nora urged. "Wow, is this your first time eating at my usual spot?" "Yes, it is," Hana replied. Hana finished her pho, finding it incredibly delicious, beyond words. "It's truly amazing." "See, I told you this chicken pho place is excellent. The owner and I go way back. She doesn't treat me like a stranger. There were times I was short on cash before payday, and she'd let me eat and pay later when my salary came in, no questions asked," Nora confided. "Oh, really? So you're always short on cash, huh? I have some money for dinner today, let me treat you," Hana offered, feeling a little awkward. "Look at you, getting scared already. Ethan is so generous," Nora teased, referring to a mutual friend. After dinner, Nora drove Hana back to her house. It was a 2-story house. The first floor had a living room, a kitchen, and a bathroom. The second floor had 2 bedrooms, an ensuite bathroom, and a fairly spacious balcony in each room, perfect for drying clothes. Hana let Nora open the door, then stepped inside. She took a quick look around the living room, then headed upstairs, choosing one of the 2 bedrooms on the second floor. She opened the balcony door and stepped out. Everything felt very comfortable and didn't disappoint Hana. Before coming here, Nora had described the house perfectly over the phone. Back on the first floor, Hana spent several minutes asking Nora about the house. "How much did you say this house cost again? I completely forgot." "Almost 3 billion VND, Nora replied. "I bought it when the previous owner lowered the price, that's how I got it at that price. Houses in this area are usually very expensive, over 6 billion each. It's close to the mall, schools, and hospitals, so it's super convenient. But you're living alone like this, don't your parents say anything?" "Say what? I work and earn my own money. I visit them every month, it's not like I never go home. Besides, I send them 5 million VND every month so they don't have any objections," Nora explained. So you live alone without a TV, don't you get bored?" Hana asked. Nora waved her hand dismissively. "I'm out from morning till night. When I get home, I just want to rest. Plus, I have my laptop and tablet, so who needs a TV? And you know what? If you decide to move in, just bring your stuff into any room you like. No need to pay monthly rent. Just help me with the electricity bill, however much you can afford." Hana nodded, then carried her luggage upstairs. Halfway up, she paused and called down to Nora, "Oh, when can I start working?" Nora looked at the calendar on the wall, calculating. "Let's see, probably 2 weeks from today. Just relax until then. Why are you so eager to work? Once you start, you'll be busy with no time to rest, just like me." Hana turned and walked up a few more steps, then stopped again, remembering something. "Ah, I forgot. I have to go out and meet a client for a bit. You just sleep, and I'll wake you up when I get back, or we can go shopping together." "All right, that works, so I'll go now, okay?" Nora said. Nora left, and Hana went to her room. She chose the second bedroom, which had a balcony facing the neighbor's garden with an old, sprawling mango tree. The dense foliage covered the balcony, meaning laundry would take longer to dry. But on hot summer days, sitting out there on a set of tables and chairs would be truly refreshing. Hana took a deep breath. The room was tidy and clean. Nora had prepared it before her arrival, showing impeccable thoughtfulness. Not only that, most of the furniture in the room seemed brand new. Hana took out her clothes and a towel, then went into the bathroom. She stood under the warm shower, letting the water wash over her. While showering, Hana heard footsteps in the room. Thinking Nora had returned, she called out, "Nora, you're back already? You just left." There was no reply, but the footsteps were followed by a series of strange noises from inside the room. Perhaps she was still showering, and Nora outside hadn't heard her. Hana continued her shower, no longer paying attention to the unusual noises in the room. After showering, she dressed and stepped out of the bathroom. Hana's phone rang. She quickly moved towards the phone on the table, not noticing a white shadow standing outside the balcony. "Hana, I probably won't be able to come home tonight. Just lock the doors and go to sleep. Don't wait up for me. Sorry, something urgent came up, so I can't make it back. Are you okay for dinner? There's food in the fridge if you're hungry. Just make whatever you want." Before Hana could ask anything, Nora hung up. Hana turned towards the balcony, but the white shadow had vanished. "That's odd. If Nora didn't come back, who was in here when I was showering?" Hana checked the room, then Nora's bedroom and even the first floor, but found nothing. "Did I just imagine it while I was showering?" she wondered. But it was hard to say because the noises she heard while bathing were very clear. If she accepted the idea that she'd imagined it, it felt a bit forced. However, if she hadn't imagined it, who could have entered the house when the front door was locked? Hana tried to shake off the unsettling thoughts dancing in her head. After checking the door and even the windows, she opened the fridge. She took out some juice and fruit that Nora had prepared, then turned off the lights and went upstairs to her room. Hana picked up her phone to connect to the Wi-Fi, but realized she hadn't asked for the password. She called Nora. "Nora, what's our Wi-Fi password? I forgot to ask when you were here earlier." "It's my birthday, then my name with the first letter capitalized, okay," Nora replied. "Oh, okay. Is there anything else you want to tell me, or just the password? I don't want to bother you anymore. Go back to what you were doing." "Oh, there's a plate of fruit already cut in the fridge. Bring it up to your room if you want." "Got it, thanks." "All right, I'm hanging up now." Hana quickly connected to the Wi-Fi using the password Nora gave her. She scrolled through social media, listened to music, and soon fell asleep, exhausted after a long day. "You shouldn't be here. This is my house. You shouldn't be here, Hana." Hana screamed in terror. A woman with a distorted, bloody face, blood oozing from her eyes, nose, and the corners of her mouth, was sitting on her bed. Who are you? How did you get in here? You're hurt, you're bleeding so much. If you don't go to the hospital, you'll die." The woman with the grotesque, blood-soaked face slowly rose from the bed when Hana spoke. Hana had to mentally scream again in horror as the woman didn't walk, but floated about half a meter above the ground. "I was supposed to have a happy life in this house. No, on this land. This land belonged to my family, but they stole it from us. They killed my loved ones. They took everything I had." Hana was terrified. "What are you talking about? I don't understand anything you're saying. This is my friend's house, not yours. You still haven't answered my question. How did you get in here?" "I lived here on this land. And if I die, I'll still be a ghost here. It's you who must leave this land." Hana gasped and woke up. Her face was drenched in sweat, still contorted with fear. She turned, reached for her glasses, put them on, and quickly got out of bed. She flicked the light switch on the wall. The woman who had spoken to her was just a dream. Who was she? Why did I dream about her? She said she lived here and would be a ghost here if she died. Hana was about to go into the bathroom to wash her face when she recoiled in shock. On the floor, there were long black bloodstains stretching from her bed to the door. This was exactly the blood of the woman who had spoken to Hana in her dream. But why was it on the floor? She followed the black bloodstains leading out of her room, down the stairs, and to the first floor. The eerie bloodstains stretched all the way to the front door. And then, the two doors swung open, giving Hana another fright. Hana quickly called Nora, demanding that her friend come home immediately. Nora had to abandon her work and rush home, filled with dread at Hana's frightened voice. When she arrived, Nora saw Hana trembling on the sofa, her face pale with fear. She knew her friend must have encountered something terrifying to call her home so urgently. "Hana, what's wrong? Why did you call me so frantically?" "Earlier, I was sleeping when I heard a woman talking, so I opened my eyes. I saw her sitting on my bed. Her face was grotesque, and she was bleeding profusely. She said she used to live here, and that living people harmed her and her whole family. She said she died here and would remain a ghost here, never leaving. She told you and me to move out, Nora." "What are you talking about? When I woke up, I realized it was just a dream, but it was such a strange dream. It felt so real that I couldn't believe it was a dream. And look at this." Hana pointed to the black bloodstains on the floor. But to their surprise, the bloodstains seemed to have evaporated, completely gone. The floor was now spotless, without a single trace of blood, contrary to what Hana had described. Nora turned and went down to the first floor. Hana followed. They both sat down on the sofa. "Maybe you're just tired from the long journey from your hometown to here. That's why you had such a dream. My house is new, I haven't seen anything strange. And you said there was blood on the floor, all the way to the front door, which was open. But now, look again. Is there any blood on the floor? I was so worried that something happened to you at home that I sped all the way back here. Turns out you called me back, just to tell me about your dream of an old woman with a bloody face." Hana was silent, unable to explain or convince Nora that the black bloodstains she had seen earlier were real. Nora stood up from the sofa with a sigh. "All right, let's close the door. You're probably just not used to being alone in the house and tired from the trip, so you had a nightmare. It's nothing. I'll stay with you tonight so you won't be scared. We'll leave early tomorrow." She carried her bag upstairs to her room. Hana sat there, replaying everything that happened in her dream. She was certain that the terrifying woman was real, not just a dream, and that she could appear anywhere she wanted, right in this house. However, Hana couldn't prove the bloodstains to convince Nora. A huge question remained: why did the bloodstains appear and then vanish so mysteriously? That night, Hana couldn't sleep. The woman who appeared in her dream haunted her, refusing to leave her mind. At 7 a.m., Nora's alarm clock in her bedroom rang incessantly. After waiting a long time and not hearing Nora get up and turn it off, Hana, feeling tired, walked over to Nora's bedroom door. She reached for the doorknob, intending to open the door and wake her friend. But Nora had locked it from inside, so Hana couldn't open it. Hana knocked on the door several times. "Nora, wake up. We said we'd get up early today. The alarm's ringing. Why aren't you up yet? Nora." Hana continued to knock, trying to wake her friend, when Nora's voice came from inside the room. But it sounded very faint. "I'm already awake. Just go back to your room. I'll get up in a bit." "You're making me worried. If you're awake, get ready for work. Don't miss it. I'd hate for that to happen." "You talk too much. I told you to go back to your room, so just go." Nora's words surprised Hana, but she figured Nora was just annoyed at being woken up from a good sleep. Hana felt unwell after a sleepless night. Her eyes were heavy with fatigue. She returned to her room, closed the door, and lay down. But no sooner had she closed her eyes than she startled awake, hearing a strange noise outside the door. The sound was Nora's bedroom door opening. Thinking Nora was finally up and getting ready for work, Hana lay back down. But just as she settled, something heavy landed on her feet, making Hana snap her head up again. She gasped in surprise when she saw Nora sitting right at the foot of her bed, resting her hands on Hana's feet. "Oh my God, Nora. How did you get into my room without making a sound? You almost scared me to death." Nora said nothing, just sat there, her head bowed, looking down. Hana saw this and looked at her friend's hands. She shrieked, sitting bolt upright. Nora's hands were covered in deep, jagged wounds, bleeding incessantly, soaking the skirt Nora was wearing. "Oh my God, Nora, what happened to you? Your hands are full of wounds and you're bleeding so much. Nora, let me take you to the hospital." Hana frantically grabbed her jacket from the wall and put it on. She helped Nora, whose face was now pale from blood loss. As they reached the door, Nora fainted. Hana quickly sat her friend against the wall and desperately knocked on her next-door neighbor's door. Hearing the knocking, the neighbor, Peter, rushed out. "What's wrong, miss? Can you help my friend? Can you help me take her to the hospital immediately?" "Oh my God, what happened? It's so early in the morning. Let's get in the car." Peter quickly grabbed his car keys and ran out to the yard. He didn't even have time to put on his jacket, wearing only a thin shirt as he drove the two girls to the hospital in the cold winter weather. At the hospital, Nora was rushed into the emergency room. Luckily, they arrived just in time, and her life was not in danger. While waiting for the doctor to stitch up the deep cuts on Nora's hands, she was moved to a hospital room. They stayed with Nora until evening. It was a cold winter night. Seeing Peter shivering without a jacket, Hana took off her own jacket and offered it to him. Peter was trembling violently from the cold. "Thank you so much. Without you, my friend would have died. When she wakes up, I'll tell her to thank you herself. It's so cold, please wear my jacket. I have many layers on and can manage. Don't worry about me." Peter waved his hand. "No, you wear it, I'm fine. Anyway, why did Nora try to hurt herself?" Hana shook her head. "No, sir, I don't understand why she did that. Last night she was completely normal when she came home. She even said she'd wake up early this morning for work. Actually, I had an urgent matter last night, so I called her home. If I hadn't, Nora wouldn't have had to come back so urgently in the middle of the night." "What happened, miss? And I've never seen you before. Are you Nora's friend? You're from the same hometown as her, right?" Peter asked. "Nora told me you came here to live with her and find a job." "Yes, that's right. So tell me, why would Nora use a knife to cut her wrists? Is she having problems with her boyfriend?" "No, I don't think so. Nora doesn't have a boyfriend yet. It's probably not a romantic issue." Peter thought for a moment, then said, "That's strange. I've known this girl since she bought the house and moved in. I've interacted with her a lot, and she always seemed cheerful and optimistic. I don't know what could have happened to make her try to take her own life like this. Luckily, you discovered her early, or something terrible would have happened." "I don't know either. We'll only know for sure when Nora wakes up and we can ask her, sir. I'll also call her parents to let them know. Thank you so much." "It's nothing. We're neighbors. What's your name?" "My name is Hana, and you're Peter, right?" "Yes, that's me. If you need anything, just call me. Can I stay here and watch Nora for you? I need to go back home to pick up a few things." "You go ahead. Here's my motorbike key." "Thank you, sir. I only know how to ride a motorbike." While Peter stayed at the hospital with Nora, Hana took the opportunity to return home to pick up some things after informing Nora's parents about her condition. When she arrived, Hana told the taxi driver to wait outside. But when she went back out, the driver was nowhere to be seen. Hana assumed he had waited too long and left, but little did Hana know that while she was in Nora's room getting things, the taxi driver had a terrifying experience. Let's rewind 10 minutes. "Sir, please wait here for me. I'll go inside to get some things and be right back. Then you can take me back to the hospital." "Hurry, okay? I'll charge you a bit extra for waiting," the driver said. "Yes, I know." Hana opened the door and went inside. Meanwhile, the driver turned off his engine and took out a cigarette to smoke. As he was smoking, he suddenly felt someone sit behind him. The driver turned around and saw a woman. It was dark, so he couldn't make out her face clearly. "Ma'am, please find another ride. I already have a passenger," he said. "Sir, please, I need to get to the hospital urgently. I'll pay whatever you want. It's about 70,000 VND from here to the hospital, right? I'll pay extra when we get there." The driver saw that the woman seemed to be in a hurry and promised extra money, so he nodded. He started the engine and drove off. Halfway from Hana's house to the hospital, the driver encountered a sudden accident in the middle of the road. The car, which had been running smoothly, suddenly broke down. Luckily, the road was empty, so no car crashed into them from behind. The driver panicked. "What the heck? Why now? It's never broken down on the road before. Ma'am, please wait a moment while I check." The driver finished speaking and turned around, but the woman was no longer in the back seat. Realizing he had just encountered a ghost, he broke out in a cold sweat, clasping his hands together and muttering prayers. He got back in the car quickly. Surprisingly, the car started up again without any repair, just like before. Without thinking too much, the driver sped off, continuously muttering, "Amitabha, don't follow me, don't follow me." Back to the present, Hana didn't see any taxi driver on the road. She walked a little further and saw a taxi parked by the roadside. The driver had his leg propped up on the car window and was sleeping soundly. Hana gently tapped his ankle to wake him. The taxi driver opened his eyes and looked at Hana, getting a fright. Her face at that moment looked no different from a ghost. "Oh my God, miss, you scared the living daylights out of me. I thought I saw a ghost." "Are you working, sir? Can you take me to the hospital?" Hana asked. Yes, please get in," he replied. Hana opened the back door and got in. But before she could close it, from his position, the driver saw a woman with long hair whose face he couldn't make out because the car was quite dark. He assumed she was a relative accompanying the girl, so he didn't pay much attention. Once the passenger was settled, the driver started the car and headed straight for the hospital. Upon arriving at the hospital, the driver looked in the rearview mirror inside the car, but the woman was nowhere to be seen. He turned around and asked, "Where did the woman who came with you go?" "Who, sir? I came alone," Hana replied. "No, it's not true. Just now, when you got in the car, I saw a woman sitting next to you. I thought you were mother and daughter." "You must be seeing things, sir. I came alone," Hana said, then paid and opened the door to get out. After Hana left, the driver's face turned pale with fear. He had been driving a taxi for many years, but this was the first time he had encountered a ghost at night. Not only did it scare him, but as he was still shaking with fear, someone reached out and slapped hard on his car window, making the driver's heart leap. It turned out to be the motorbike taxi driver from earlier. Seeing the girl he had driven earlier get out of the taxi, he waited for her to leave before approaching and knocking on the taxi driver's window. "What's wrong, uncle? Do you have a customer already?" "Not yet. Come, let's have a cup of tea. I have something important to tell you." Since he had just encountered a ghost, the taxi driver readily agreed. If he continued driving, that ghost might reappear and sit in his car again, and he was afraid he would have a heart attack. The tea seller poured 2 cups of tea and placed them in front of them. The motorbike taxi driver then spoke. "Son, just now I drove a passenger, the same girl you just brought here. I took her from the hospital gate to her house. She told me to wait outside for a bit. While I was waiting, a woman got on my bike. She told me to take her to the hospital, but it was so strange. When I drove her halfway, the bike suddenly broke down for no reason. It's never done that before." The taxi driver quickly asked, "Was she wearing a red silk dress, sir? A red shirt?" The motorbike taxi driver nodded. "Exactly, that's her. When the bike broke down, I told her to wait a moment while I checked the bike. Then, suddenly, I didn't hear any sound from her, so I turned around and she was gone. How could a person disappear so quickly like that, right? So, you didn't see her." The taxi driver nodded, then sighed. "I didn't see that woman in the car. It was dark then, so I couldn't see her face clearly. But I can confirm that the woman you mentioned is indeed a ghost, not a human. I just don't understand why that woman appeared with that girl." The tea seller, who had been listening to them talk, now interjected. She told them not to meddle in other people's affairs. If a living person dies and their soul cannot find peace, then there must be a hidden reason behind it. That's why she's haunting that girl. I advise you 2 gentlemen not to meddle further. Just consider today an unlucky day, go home, step your left foot into the house, and the matter will be over. The motorbike taxi driver then said, "I know, but I can't shake the feeling that the woman and the young girl have nothing to do with each other. If I'm not mistaken, the girl is just unlucky and is being haunted by her." The taxi driver agreed. "Yes, I think so too, uncle. Earlier, when she was in the car, I noticed her demeanor and attitude were very polite, and she spoke gently, not like." The tea seller cut him off. "You're still young, so you can't fully understand the depths of people's hearts. You can't judge them by sight or feeling. She's just a customer to both of you. How long have you known her to be so sure she's a good person? It's best to listen to my advice. Don't pay attention to other people's business, or you'll bring trouble upon yourselves." "Uncle, are you working as a motorbike taxi driver?" A customer approached the motorbike taxi driver and asked. He quickly paid the tea seller, stood up, and walked quickly to the girl standing next to his bike. "Yes, I am, miss. Where do you want to go?" "I'm going down Lythew on Kyatt Street. How much will you charge, uncle?" 40,000 VND. If you're not going far, I'll take you back." "Uncle, please drive me there quickly. I have something urgent to do." "Urgency isn't as important as your own life, young lady," the driver said. He then drove off. The taxi driver paid the tea seller, then stood up and got into his car. After sitting for a while with no customers, the driver leaned back and fell asleep. He woke up near dawn, roused by the girl from yesterday, Hana. Hana woke the sleeping driver in his car. She got into the back seat and anxiously said, "You're still here, sir. Please take me home from yesterday." The driver nodded and started the car. "Hana, wait, I have something to tell you. I don't know if I should, but if I don't, I can't hold it in. You should go see a master." Hana's face changed color when the driver said that. She paused for a few seconds. You saw her too." "Not just me, the motorbike taxi driver also saw her, and he told me about it. She's following you. That's why I said it's best for you to go see a master." "But she and I don't know each other. I just moved here from my hometown. It all started when I had a dream about her." That woman, her face was so distorted. "In the dream, she told me she used to live in the house that my friend and I are living in. She said someone harmed her and her family and took that land. But my friend didn't know anything. She bought the house legitimately. She didn't do anything wrong to that woman." The taxi driver then said, "Well, then it's true that she's haunting you and your friend. So when you two moved in, she wasn't happy and started haunting you to cause trouble. It's best for you to listen to me now and quickly find a master to deal with that woman if you want to live peacefully in that house. I'm giving you honest advice, don't prolong this." "Yes, I understand." The taxi stopped in front of Nora's house. Hana opened the car door and stepped out. The taxi driver then said, "I know a very famous master. I have a close contact who often visits him. How about this, you save my phone number. When you need to, just call me and I'll take you." Hana saved the driver's phone number. His name was Ethan. After Ethan drove off, Hana opened the door and entered the house. She immediately felt something unusual in the house, or, more accurately, she sensed that woman was there. "I know you're here. My friend and I have nothing to do with you. My friend didn't know you died here, that's why she bought this house. Please don't harm my friend. And me too, I'm innocent. If you have a grudge, find the person who harmed you, not haunt us and cause my friend to be hospitalized." As Hana finished speaking, everything in the house shook. Items in the house were scattered everywhere on the floor. In a panic, Hana ran out and called Ethan. "Ethan, do you have a customer yet? If not, please come back to my house right away and pick me up. Take me to see the master you mentioned. She won't let my friend and me live here anymore." "All right, I'll turn back right away," Ethan said. He drove back to pick up Hana and took her to Master David's house, another acquaintance he often visited every full moon night. When they arrived, looking out from the car, they saw a very long line of people waiting in front of the master's house. Seeing this, Hana sighed in exasperation. "Wow, is he that famous? With this many people, when will it be my turn?" Ethan looked at the long line of people waiting in front of the master's house, then looked at his watch. He remembered his close client. Ethan found the client's name in his contact list and called her. "Hello, Ethan. Today isn't your usual appointment day. Are you mistaken about the date?" "I apologize. I have something I need your help with." "What is it?" "I have a relative from a distant village who wants to see the master to ask about something, but when we got here, there are so many people waiting. I wanted to." Before Ethan could finish, the client laughed. "You want to cut in line? That's easy. Drive to the back door and wait there. I'll call the master and he'll see you right away." "Oh, that would be great. Thank you, ma'am. You're too kind to me and my friend." "It's nothing, Ethan. We're close, so no need for formalities. Remember to pick me up for my errands when you're done, okay?" "Yes, I definitely will be on time." The client hung up. Ethan breathed a sigh of relief, then gave Hana a reassuring smile to ease the tension. "All right, now I'll take you to the back door. It should be quick." "Thank you, Ethan." Ethan drove around to the back door of the house. Not many people knew about this entrance, as everyone thought it was just the back gate. Surprisingly, about 50 meters from the master's house, Ethan parked the car on the right side of the road and told Hana to get out and walk. They waited at the back door for over 5 minutes when they heard someone inside approaching and opening the door. The heavily rusted door slowly opened. Standing before them was a man with a pale, weary face. He didn't say a word, just turned and walked inside, gesturing for Ethan to pull Hana along and follow him. The man led them to the master's room. To their right was a curtain that concealed the main entrance, and through the gap in the curtain, they could see many clients still waiting in line. The man opened the door, then spoke softly, "Come in." "Thank you, sir." "Who wants to see the master? Only one person is allowed in. My friend, sir, I'll wait outside in the car. Before Hana could open her mouth, Ethan pushed her inside, then quickly closed the door, returning to the car to wait. Inside the room, the light from the lamp over the altar cast enough light for Hana to see, but not clearly enough to make out the master's face. He was sitting in front of the altar. Sit down, young lady. Yes, master. I want to ask about my health, love, or career. I'm here to ask about being haunted by a spirit, sir. Oh, really? Did you see the spirit with your own eyes? No, sir, I didn't see her with my own eyes, but she appeared in my dream. A soul that is able to contact living people through dreams is usually very special. Such dreams are different from ordinary dreams. Ordinary dreams are often forgotten or not clearly remembered upon waking. However, dreams where a spirit can contact us are the opposite. When you wake up, you feel the dream was so real you can't distinguish it from reality, the master explained. Hana nodded repeatedly. That's exactly right, master. That woman and her actions caused my friend and me to be hospitalized. I hope you can help my friend, help both of us. How is your friend after the spirit's actions? When I found her, my friend had many large wounds on her hands, bleeding profusely. She was taken to the hospital and is now in a coma, master. Usually, spirits cannot harm people. They can only appear to those with the same frequency or those with yin-yang eyes, but they can only scare people, not physically harm them. However, your friend's situation is serious. If that spirit can manipulate your friend's actions, then it's not a normal soul, but a demon. Hana's face turned pale when the master said this. She felt her blood run cold, trembling. What should I do now, master? The master calmly called out, Ethan, come here, I need your help with something. Ethan was the man who opened the door earlier. He came in respectfully. Yes, master, I'm here. Help me turn away 5 more people. Tell them to come back tomorrow. I have something urgent to attend to now. Yes, master. The master stood up and led Hana out to Ethan in the car. Seeing them from a distance, Ethan quickly opened the door for them. When the master and Hana reached the car, he opened the door for both of them to get in, then started driving. In the car, the master said, Now, take me to your friend first. Ethan drove straight to the hospital. Inside Nora's hospital room, Nora's mother was sitting with her. Hana and the 2 strangers entered. Nora's mother stood up and greeted Hana, then pulled up chairs for the master to sit. Ethan and Hana also sat in the 2 chairs behind them. After the introductions, Nora's mother now understood the situation to some extent. She worriedly asked the master, Master, how much will it cost to help my daughter? I'll pay whatever it takes. Sister, this is not about money. I'm here to help the girl, not to make money, the master said, silencing everyone. I need to focus. Yes, master. The master took out a talisman from his hand, lit it, and slowly moved it from Nora's head down to her feet. The talisman burned silently, not extinguishing. The smoke from the talisman clung to Nora's body. Nora's pale face gradually regained its color, to the astonishment of everyone in the room. As the talisman was almost entirely burned, the master took a small bottle of water, took a small sip, and then sprayed it onto the talisman. The water created a sizzling sound, and the flames on the talisman quickly died out. The master then handed Nora's mother a string of prayer beads, blessed by the abbot of a temple. He instructed her once more, When I leave, put a new set of clothes on the girl. Burn the clothes she was wearing. After that, put these prayer beads around her neck. From now on, that demon will no longer be able to harm her. Nora's mother thanked the master, then took out an envelope of money from her bag, intending to give it to him. But he waved it away. I told you, sister, I'm here to help the girl. Keep this money. If you want to thank me, please donate a portion of it to help those in difficult circumstances at the hospital, those who can't afford their medical bills. That would be my thanks. Nora's mother then asked, Master, can you please tell me your name so I can mention you when I donate to needy families? I want to list your name. My name is David, but you don't need to list my name, sister. Just put your daughter's name. Now, I want to go to the house to see the origin of that demon. I must visit that place to hopefully put an end to this matter. Master David, along with Ethan and Hana, then went to the house where she and Nora were living. Upon arrival, the master told Ethan, "You wait out here. Hana and I will go inside. Yes, if you need anything, master, just call me." "All right, now stay out here and absolutely do not enter. If you hear or see anything, remember my instructions. Otherwise, you'll disrupt my work, do you understand?" Ethan nodded and watched Master David and Hana enter the house. As soon as they stepped inside, Master David frowned, observing, "The negative energy is very heavy. If you two hadn't come to me sooner, you would have surely died. This demon has been sleeping on this land for many years, which is why it has accumulated so much negative energy. Now, it not only resents the dead, but also resents the living who reside here. What truly happened here in the past? It's unfathomable." Hana, standing behind the master, asked, "Master, does she now not only want to drive us away, but also wants Nora and me to die?" "As you've seen, just a little longer, and your friend would have lost her life. If we don't resolve this issue quickly, don't expect to live peacefully in this house, not just you two. Everyone who moves in here after you will suffer the same fate." Master David then pointed to a chair. "Help me with something. Now sit down on the chair, relax your body, close your eyes, and try to remain calm and comfortable. But absolutely do not listen to anything, and do not open your eyes. Can you do that?" "Yes, I can." "Good." The master didn't close or lock the door. He just turned and stood in front of Hana, who was sitting on the chair with a straight back, eyes closed, hands resting on her knees. Master David then took a deep breath, slowly exhaling, and tightly closed his eyes. He listened and felt the resentful energy in the house. Suddenly, the master heard an eerie, chilling laugh coming from all around them. The laugh was filled with resentment, accumulated over many years. A cold wind, seemingly from nowhere, swept through. At this point, the master opened his eyes and looked straight into Hana's face. Her eyes were no longer closed but wide open, staring directly at him without a trace of fear. "You can't do anything to me. This is my family's land. They killed my family and took it. Now, I must reclaim what belongs to my family. You can't possibly drive me away." Following the words full of hatred that came from Hana's mouth, the other demons gradually appeared, standing behind Hana. Master David stepped back 2 paces. "You have all become demons. I absolutely will not let you harm these 2 girls." Hana's face then transformed. Her eyes were blood red, and long, sharp fangs emerged from her mouth, with black blood vessels bulging on her face, causing the master a slight fear. "You think you can stop us? We will only stop when that person dies. The one who harmed my family, the one who took this land, must die. Only then will we rest. But now, you are blocking our way, so you must also die." As the demon possessing Hana finished speaking, the 4 demons behind her simultaneously lunged towards Master David with their long, sharp claws. The master suddenly held a cinnabar brush in his hand and thrust it at the nearest demon. Wherever the cinnabar brush touched, the demon recoiled in pain, letting out a shriek before transforming into a wisp of black smoke and vanishing into thin air. A demon in the form of a child suddenly appeared, sitting on Master David's shoulder. It dug its sharp claws into the master's neck, causing him agonizing pain and making his face turn pale. The claws pierced deep into his skin, drawing blood. Ignoring the pain and the wound on his neck, Master David took out a talisman, drawn with his own blood, and thrust it backward, hitting the face of the demon sitting on his shoulder. As the talisman touched the demon's face, it burst into flames. The fire quickly enveloped the upper body of the demon. The burning demon shrieked in agony before disappearing. The wounds from the demon's claws on Master David's neck were now bleeding profusely. He used his hand to tear a piece of cloth from his shirt and wrapped it around his neck. Master David then pointed at the demon occupying Hana's body and roared, "You truly don't understand. I wanted to give you a chance, but you refused. Don't force me to strike you all down, scattering your souls." The demon slowly looked up, then left Hana's body. Master David quickly rushed to catch Hana, preventing her from falling to the floor. Hana slowly regained consciousness. Then, with her eyes closed, she heard many different voices in her ears, young and old, cursing and shouting, all dancing in her mind. Then, gradually, she lost all sensation. Only her brain was still functioning. And it was clear that the spirits did not corner the master, because if they had all charged him, with his limited magical power, the master truly couldn't say what would have happened. And the matter was not simple. He had to find the original owner of this land before this house was built. Only then could the spirits truly rest. This land is only one, but there are 5 demons dwelling in it. They are stronger than I thought. My magical power is limited. I cannot fight them all at once. For now, I will set up a protective formation to suppress them inside this house until the first owner of the land is found. Only then can this matter be resolved. Hana, feeling weak, said, "If that's the case, then we just have to wait for Nora to wake up." "Yes, that's the only way. Once your friend wakes up, we can contact the person who sold her this house. From that person, we can find the original owner of the land. So it's going to take a lot of time, isn't it? I will return to the hospital to wait for Nora to wake up. I hope your friend wakes up soon." Master David finished speaking and then set up a protective formation to suppress the demons inside the house. It took him several hours to complete the formation because the demons were too powerful. Ethan and Hana waited outside until the master emerged from the house, his face drenched in sweat. Master David then said, "It's done, but this formation can only hold them for a short time." Ethan then said, "Yes, now let me take you home to rest, Master. Thank you so much." Master David's body was visibly tired. He got into the car. Throughout the journey home, he didn't say a single word, just sat there with his eyes closed until the car stopped in front of his house. "Master, we're here, Master." Master David opened his eyes and looked at Hana. "When your friend wakes up, you must immediately ask for the phone number of the person who sold her the house. This is very important." "Yes, Master, I know." Hana returned to the hospital and stayed there until the second day when Nora woke up. Hana told Nora everything about how the master suppressed the demons. After hearing it, Nora said, "I can't believe things got so serious. I'll call Mr. Sam. He sold me this house. He must know the owner." Nora took out her phone and called the man who sold her the house, Sam. About an hour later, he arrived at the hospital. "Nora, Hana, what happened to you that you ended up in the hospital like this?" "I'm fine now, Sam. It's good you're here. I have something important I need your help with." The 2 girls recounted the terrifying events they had experienced, as well as how they invited Master David to suppress the demons. After listening, Sam's face turned pale. "That's scary. When I bought this land from Mr. Victor, I didn't think things were this serious. So where can we find him now, do you know?" "Of course I know. Mr. Victor and I have been friends for many years. Mr. Victor is quite old. I won't say any more. I'll take you 2 to see him." Hana then said, "But wait, Nora just woke up. She can't sit in a car for too long. The master instructed me to bring him along." "All right, I'll go pick up Master David first. Then I'll drive Hana and you to Mr. Victor's place." And so, their journey to uncover the truth behind the demons dwelling on Nora's land began. Mr. Victor lived in an old part of Ha-Te province. His house was deep in an alley. The alley was just wide enough for motorbikes to pass each other, so Ethan had to park his car outside and they walked in. Following Sam's directions, they arrived at Mr. Victor's house and knocked. A woman, his daughter Helen, came out. "Oh, Sam, what brings you here to see my father, and who is this?" "I'm here to see your father about something. Please take me and everyone else inside to meet him." "Yes, all right." Helen led the 4 people inside. There was a large courtyard, and the house was situated deep within. Mr. Victor, who was sitting on the porch, stood up. "Sam, my boy, you've come to visit me, huh?" Sam introduced each person to Mr. Victor, after which they all sat down. At this point, Mr. Victor began. "Actually, I wasn't the first owner of this land, but the person who sold it to me has now moved abroad and settled there, and I have no way to contact them." Master David then said, "So, do you know anything about the circumstances when you bought that land?" Mr. Victor saw the serious faces of everyone present and realized the matter was not simple. He then replied, "Of course I know. I've never been one to believe in ghosts or spirits, so I thought everything was simple. I sold that land to Sam at a cheap price, not realizing how serious things would become. The incident happened almost 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I visited Mr. Lamb's house. After talking for a while, he mentioned he had a piece of land he wanted to sell. He said he wanted to sell it, so I asked, and Mr. Lamb sold it to me. After inquiring from the people living around that land, I learned that the land used to belong to Mr. Lamb's cousin, Ms. Luna. Her family, the Luna family, disappeared one night for unknown reasons without a trace. After some time, Mr. Lamb became the owner of the land until the day he sold it to me. Ethan then said, "Then it's clear. Mr. Lamb harmed his cousin's family to take the land." Mr. Victor heard this and said, "If Mr. Lamb truly harmed his cousin's family as you say, then that man is truly evil." Master David then said, "The truth has now been brought to light. The important thing is how to make the souls of the harmed family let go of their resentment. That's the difficult part. After all, to end this, the only way is to find Mr. Lamb and ask him to apologize to the lost souls. Only when they forgive him can this knot be untied." Mr. Victor suddenly remembered someone. "Ah, I know someone who can help you contact Mr. Lamb." A glimmer of hope appeared on the faces of Master David and everyone else present. Mr. Victor's words brought a renewed sense of possibility. Master David anxiously asked, "If that's true, that's wonderful. Please, Mr. Victor, help us. Where can we find that person?" Mr. Victor then replied, "She's not far from here. I can take you there myself." "Good, that's excellent." Mr. Victor instructed his daughter to stay home while he accompanied Master David's group to find a woman named Than. This woman was a relative of Mr. Lamb and also helped him transfer money and receive goods sent from abroad. The car stopped in front of Miss Than's house. Master David said, "No need for everyone to go inside. You two wait out here. Mr. Victor and I will go in." "Yes, Master." Ethan and Hana waited in the car while Mr. Victor knocked on the door and entered with Master David. A moment later, the door opened. Miss Than was a reclusive person who had little contact with outsiders. Seeing Mr. Victor, she asked, "Brother Victor, how have you been? It's been a long time since we last met. And who is this?" "This is Master David. He's here to see you, hoping to contact Mr. Lamb about something important. Can you help us with that?" "Oh, what's so difficult about that? I'll call him for you two to talk." "Yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you so much, sister." Miss Than took out her phone and made a call. A moment later, she handed the phone to Mr. Victor. "Hello, Mr. Lamb. This is Victor." "Oh, Victor, what's wrong?" Mr. Victor quickly explained the situation, then handed the phone to Master David. Master David then said, "Mr. Lamb, the trouble started with you. You don't want your past actions to continue affecting innocent people, do you? You should come back here. You are the one who tied the knot. Only you can untie it. No one else can do it for you. I hope you consider my words." Mr. Lamb sighed heavily and hung up. Ms. Than then said, "Actually, I suspected that the disappearance of Ms. Luna's family was related to Mr. Lamb. Back then, before our mother passed away, she didn't have time to leave a will, so Ms. Luna's family land still belonged to Mr. Lamb. That's why, perhaps due to greed, he lost his humanity like that." Mr. Victor then said, "Why did you suspect him but not report it to the police?" Ms. Than sighed. "Suspicion isn't enough to report to the police. They work with evidence, and I had no evidence. If I falsely accused Mr. Lamb, it would strain our family ties." Master David then said, "Sister Than is not wrong. Everything seems to have been brought to light now. If Mr. Lamb harmed Ms. Luna's family, then their bodies are surely buried on that land. So their souls have remained on that land until now, accumulating resentment over time and becoming demons. I hope Mr. Lamb will reflect and return." Ms. Than then said, "If he had the heart to do such a thing, why would he dare to return? I don't think Mr. Lamb will come back to Vietnam to face a murder charge." Mr. Victor and Master David looked at each other. Ms. Than then said, "I have an idea. Since I know Ms. Luna's family met with misfortune, and I'm her cousin, a family member, I will hire people to dig up the land to find her and her family's remains. After that, I ask you, Master, to perform a requiem mass for her and her family's souls so they can let go of their hatred. Brother Victor and Master, what do you think of this plan?" Master David then said, "That would be a good idea. Let's try it once. So I'll trouble you, Sister Than." "It's no trouble at all. Actually, I was also at fault back then for suspecting but not stopping Mr. Lamb, letting him flee abroad. This is my chance to atone for my mistakes. Ms. Than decided to hire workers to dig up the land under Master David's guidance. Indeed, after 2 days of searching, the remains of Ms. Luna's family were found. Master David carefully placed each set of remains into black cloth bags, then washed them thoroughly, and finally placed them in small urns. Ms. Than stood there, tears welling up. So, we found Ms. Luna's family's remains. I will arrange a funeral for her. Master David said, "That's very good. Thank you so much, sister. Tonight I will perform a requiem mass for them. I hope their souls can let go of their hatred." Nora and Hana couldn't believe that beneath the house they were living in, under the ground, were the remains of an entire family. Both worriedly helped as Master David performed the requiem mass, which lasted for nearly 2 hours. When everything was in place, offerings were laid out on a large table, and incense smoke billowed thickly. Master David began the ritual. In the thick, misty smoke, Ms. Luna's family gradually appeared before Master David. Only the Master and Hana could see them, the others could not. Wailing cries of sorrow echoed without end. Hana also found herself crying uncontrollably. Master David then said, "The truth has been revealed. Your family died unjustly. The culprit, Mr. Lamb, fled abroad. Please rest in peace, your family. The wicked cannot escape retribution. Now I will perform a requiem mass for the entire family. I hope from now on, your family can let go of your hatred. Agree to let me take you to the pagoda to hear Buddhist scriptures daily so you can soon find peace." Hana saw Ms. Luna slowly approach her, and she instinctively stepped back. Master David saw this and shook his head, gesturing for her to stay still. Hana gently nodded and returned to her original position. "Thank you for finding the master to help me. I also owe you two. Both of you were injured and hospitalized. I was wrong, I apologize." Hana then said, "I'm not angry with you. I hope you and your family can let go of the past from now on and not harbor resentment anymore." "Thank you, girl. You are a good person. We will always protect you. Now we must go. Farewell," Ms. Luna said, then returned to stand beside her family. And just like that, they all disappeared into the thick, misty smoke. Nora then poked Hana's arm. "Hey, who were you just talking to?" Hana turned to her and said, "Ms. Luna, of course. She apologized for hurting you. She also thanked me for helping her. Don't be scared. From now on, they won't appear to bother us anymore." Nora put her hand to her chest. "Oh, thank goodness. Otherwise, I would have sold this house. How could I live here? And this digging, it must have cost Ms. Than a lot, right?" "Yes, she said it was for the workers and for repairing the house after finding her family's remains. So don't worry, you don't have to pay for the repairs." "Well, that's good then. Where would I get the money for that? And how did you see Ms. Luna so clearly? Do you have some special ability?" Nora asked. "I don't know how I can see them. It's strange, but I've discovered something else. I can sense places where there are spirits." "Oh my God, aren't you scared?" "Scared of what? You saw Ms. Luna, right? She just tried to drive us away, not actively harm us. But now it makes sense. How did she manage to hurt you so badly?" Nora, trembling, immediately became silent. "That day, I accidentally said something disrespectful to the owner of this land. I told you, don't repeat it. I don't want to get yelled at by Master David again, do I?" Nora was so scared that she fell silent, not daring to say anything else, just standing quietly behind Hana throughout the ceremony. After the requiem mass, Ms. Than and Master David transported the urns containing the remains to Ms. Than's house for the funeral arrangements, before Ms. Luna and her family were taken to the nearest pagoda, a little over a kilometer from Ms. Than's house. The funeral was held for 2 days. The next day, Master David took the remains to the pagoda, hoping that from then on, Ms. Luna's family could embrace Buddhism, shed their resentment, and soon find peace. Something unexpected happened on the 3rd day when a taxi stopped in front of Ms. Than's house. Unsure who it was, Ms. Than walked curiously to the door and waited for the person in the car to open the door. As soon as she recognized the person stepping out of the car as Mr. Lamb, Ms. Than couldn't hide her astonishment. "You've come back. You've come to acknowledge Luna and her family. It's good that you've come to your senses. but have you thought about facing a death sentence if you surrender?" Mr. Lamb then said, "I've lived this long. I no longer care about living or dying. I just want to stand before the graves of Luna and her family and their children and say I'm sorry. My sins, even 1,000 deaths, cannot fully atone for." Miss Than suppressed a sigh and led Mr. Lamb inside to the altar, where photos of Luna and her family were placed. He lit incense. Mr. Lamb clasped his hands together, tears of regret flowing down his heavily wrinkled face. He remembered years ago how greed had made him lose his humanity. The dark impulses within Mr. Lamb had driven him to kill his innocent and unfortunate cousin's entire family. When Mr. Lamb's mother was alive, she left that land to Luna and her family. Luna, her husband, and their children lived there happily until the day his mother died suddenly without a will. This sparked Mr. Lamb's greed. Not only did he fail to transfer the land to Luna, according to his mother's wishes, but he chose a cruel method no one could have imagined. In just one night, 5 people were brutally murdered by a cold-blooded killer. His hands held a sharp knife, dripping with blood that flowed down onto the floor. Mr. Lamb dragged each body out to the garden where he had dug a deep hole. He then mercilessly threw each body into the hole. The cold, calculating actions of Mr. Lamb as he filled the hole with dirt sent chills down anyone's spine. After burying the bodies, Mr. Lamb acted as if nothing had happened. Back then, the houses were separated by a garden, not adjacent. And at that time, streetlights were scarce, making it easy for Mr. Lamb's actions to go undetected. A long period of waiting ensued until Mr. Victor came asking to buy the land, exactly as Mr. Lamb had hoped. He sold the land to Mr. Victor at a cheap price, primarily to get money and, more importantly, to have funds to flee abroad and escape his crime. Now, looking back, Mr. Lamb regretted his actions, because after moving abroad, his life was not much better. Difficulties piled up, and his life was even harder than when he was in Vietnam. Perhaps that was the retribution for his heinous crime. So you're planning to surrender? Yes, I've been running and enduring this torment for too long. I'm too tired. I want to stop. Mr. Lamb waited for Miss Than to take him to visit the graves of Luna and her family. Standing before the 5 graves, Mr. Lamb knelt and wept uncontrollably, apologizing for his actions. Finally, after the court's verdict, due to Mr. Lamb's advanced age and his decision to return to Vietnam to surrender after many years of evasion, he received leniency from the law. The court case officially closed, ending Mr. Lamb's many months of torment. He passed away in prison after serving more than 7 years of his sentence at the age of 72. That was the development 7 years later. In the present, Hana and Nora live in the house that was once the site of such evil. No one could have imagined its past. The locals' eyes still held something strange when they looked at the house. They still referred to the house as the place where the souls of those murdered years ago resided, as whispered among themselves. Nora placed the newspaper on the table and said, "Read this, Hana. Mr. Lamb surrendered and received a life sentence." Hana stopped what she was doing, walked over, and picked up the newspaper. "I can't believe it, but he's already old, so this verdict is probably fair. Anyway, do you think it was because of his conscience, or because the spirits appeared that he returned from abroad to surrender?" Hana replied, "Whatever the reason, as long as he came to his senses and acknowledged his mistakes, that's a righteous act. He has paid for his crime." Nora, seeing Hana dressed nicely, said, "Oh, I just noticed. Where are you going, dressed so beautifully?" "Ethan is coming to pick me up. He's the taxi driver." "Oh, him? How did he manage to win you over?" "Taxi drivers work hard, their income is good, but it's tough, and being on the road every day is dangerous." "You talk too much. I'm leaving now, okay? You can eat whatever you want at home. You don't have to wait for me." Hana opened the door and walked out. The taxi was parked across the street. Ethan was already waiting outside with a bouquet of red roses in his hand. His smile always gave her the motivation to keep striving in life. She knew that if she and he got married, their life together would not be without challenges. But with the love they had for each other, she believed there was no difficulty they couldn't overcome. After Hana left, Nora opened the door and ran to Peter's house, calling him. Peter was doing laundry. Hearing Nora's voice, he stopped what he was doing and quickly ran to open the door. As soon as the door opened, Nora jumped up and hugged him. "Honey, take me out to play. Hana went out with her taxi prince, and I don't want to be home alone." Peter gently kissed Nora's forehead, then turned and used his back to close the door. The lives of the two couples continued happily, despite the lingering rumors of ghosts surrounding Nora's house. The house continued to grow in legend day by day, and even today, whenever locals mention it, they still can't hide the fear deep in their minds. Later, when Peter and Nora got married, Hana moved in with Ethan. The house was put up for sale, but for many years no one bought it and no one dared to rent it, so the house remained empty for a long time. Eventually, Nora and Peter came back, cleaned it up, and stayed for a few days. Sometime later, one beautiful day, residents saw a moving truck stop in front of the house. Following it, a girl on a motorbike stopped in front of the door. People saw the girl open the door and enter with the moving staff. The girl, of course, paid no attention to the rumors, because when she bought the house, Nora had told her everything that had happened, and she believed the house was truly no longer haunted, contrary to the locals' rumors. "Where should I put this, sir?" the moving staff asked. The girl pointed. "Please put it over there, thank you." An elderly man walked in from outside. Seeing him, the girl walked over to greet him. He asked who she was and if she had just moved in today, the new owner of the house. "Yes, sir. Is there something wrong?" The elderly man standing in front of the girl was Master David. He happened to be passing by and saw a young man around her age standing across the street, looking at her. Seeing this, he approached to inquire. He took out a Buddha statue from his bag and gave it to the girl, advising her, "Wherever you live, believe in the Buddha. He will protect you from the forces in the dark that we often cannot see. Consider this an auspicious meeting between us. This statue is a gift from me to you on your first day in your new home. If you accept it, it will make me happy." "This statue must be very valuable, isn't it? I dare not accept it." Master David smiled. "You might not believe what I'm about to say, but there's a male spirit standing across the street, watching you right now. If you don't listen to me, the consequences could be very severe, young lady." The girl looked startled and turned to look at Master David, but she couldn't see the young man he mentioned. "Master, do you mean I just need to keep the Buddha statue in the house, and he won't be able to harm me?" Master David replied, "Yes, and here's a string of prayer beads blessed by the abbot of the pagoda. Wear it on your person when you go out, and you won't be afraid of spirits following you home." The girl took the prayer beads and thanked the master profusely. Master David then said, "This is a beautiful house. Live here in peace. Goodbye."